Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in my YouTube video channel. Today I will deliver lecture on fluid dynamics, in which I will discuss on equation of continuity, lecture number 2. Now I will discuss about equation of continuity in cylindrical coordinate system. Before describing the equation of continuity in cylindrical coordinates, we have to know about the system of cylindrical coordinates. Means, if any point P is in space, then how can we construct the cylindrical coordinates of that point? Let P be a point in space, that is in three-dimensional space. This side is x coordinate, this side is y coordinates, and this side is z coordinates. Now we will construct a cylinder through the point P, and we will show the point P by the coordinates r, theta, z. Now we will construct the cylinder. Here the point P is on the surface of the cylinder. From this point P, we draw a perpendicular on xy plane. Let this is the point P dash. The angle XOP prime equal to theta. This O prime x prime is parallel to x axis, and here also we get the same angle theta. The height of the cylinder is z. Height is z. Then coordinates of the point P is r, theta, z, where r be the radius of the cylinder. In this way, we describe the coordinates of a point in cylindrical system of coordinates. We have seen in the case of equation of continuity in Cartesian system of coordinates, in which the coordinates of the point P be x, y, z, the length of the edges of the infinitesimal element are delta x, delta y, and delta z. Since x coordinate at the point P be x, and along this direction increment of in length equal to delta x. Similarly, increment along this direction is delta y, and along z direction increment is delta z. Similar to this case, we will try to find the increment along the direction r in cylindrical coordinate system. Increment along theta, increment in length along z. Now we calculate the length in increment along these directions. Let AB be an arc with radius r and the angle theta. Therefore, length of this arc AB equal to r theta. If angle theta is increased by delta theta, then this arc, increase in length of arc is r delta theta. Similarly, increment along r radius is delta r and increment along z is delta z. So, the infinitesimal parallelepiped in the case of cylindrical coordinates will be of length of edges be delta r, r delta theta and delta z. Now we describe the equation of continuity in cylindrical coordinates. Let there be a fluid particle at the point P whose cylindrical coordinates are r theta z. Here we have also written separately for clarification r theta z. Let rho be the density of the fluid at the point P at any time t, with P as one corner. Since in the flow fluid the density at different points be different, so density of the fluid at the point P depends on the coordinates as well as time. So density rho is the function of r theta z and t. Let us construct a small curvilinear parallelepiped PQ. This PQRS, P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime with its edges. Here S prime is delta R, arc SP, this arc SP is R delta theta, and PQ, this PQ is delta Z. Here we have clearly written. This is a curvilinear parallelepiped length of this edge is delta r, length of this edge is delta z, and length of this edge is r delta theta. Let u, v, w be the velocity components in the direction of the elements p prime, this side u, along arc ps, velocity component b, v, along pq, that is along z direction, bw. Then mass of the fluid that passes through the face PSRQ, here PSRQ, fluid enters in this phase. Then we have to calculate the mass of the fluid along this direction, r direction, means along pp prime in unit time. This area is r delta theta multiplied by delta z, and in unit time the fluid travels a distance u along this direction. So we multiply this area with u, then we get the volume of the fluid passes through this phase along pp prime direction in unit time, and we multiply this with rho density, then we get the mass. Let the value of this mass equal to function of r theta z. This is number 1. As here the point P the coordinate be r theta z. So we have taken this mass is equal to function of r theta z, and mass of the fluid that passes out through this phase p prime, q prime, r prime, s prime. Here we see that only at this position value of r changes, but theta and z remains the same. So the mass of the fluid that passes out through the opposite phase p prime, q prime, r prime, q prime in unit time will be function of r plus delta r theta z. Here in place of r we have written r plus delta r. Now using Taylor's theorem we get function of r theta z plus change is delta r, partial derivative of f r theta z plus dot dot higher order derivative. This is number 2. Therefore, the net gain in mass per unit time within the chosen elementary parallelepiped, this is the parallelepiped or this is the parallelepiped, PQRS, P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime, this parallelepiped, due to flow through the faces P, S, R, Q, the fluid enters through this phase, and P prime S prime, R prime, Q prime fluid leaves out through this phase equal to mass that enters in through the phase PQ RS in unit time minus mass that leaves out through the phase P prime, Q prime, R prime, S prime in unit time equal to, first part is function of R theta z, this is number 1, minus number 2, function of R theta z plus delta R, partial derivative of a function of R theta z with respect to R plus dot dot dot. This equal to minus delta R, this and this cancel out, minus delta R, partial derivative of function of R theta z with respect to R. We have taken first order approximation, we have neglected the higher order derivatives. And now we put the value of R theta z equal to rho R delta theta delta z u. Here we see that here delta R, here delta theta we have taken out because delta theta, this is independent from R, and we have also taken delta z outside similarly, and here remains partial derivative of rho R u with respect to R. This is number 3. Similarly, net gain in mass per unit time within the element, this element, due to flow through the phases S, R, R prime, S prime, S, R, R prime, S prime, this phase, and Q, P, P prime, Q prime, and that will be equal to minus delta R delta theta delta z partial derivative of rho v with respect to theta. This is equation number 4. Again, net gain in mass per unit time within the element due to flow through the phases P, S, S prime and Q, R, R prime, Q prime. Another side. That equal to minus delta R, delta theta, delta z, partial derivative of rho R W with respect to z. Since R and Z are independent with each other, so we take R outside, and this is number 5. Therefore, from 3, 4 and 5, total rate of mass flow into the chosen element, we add these and we get minus delta R, delta theta, delta z outside common, and remaining terms inside the bracket. This is number 6. Again, mass of the fluid within the element at time t, since volume of the element is delta R multiply by R delta theta multiply by delta Z. This is the volume of this element. And if we multiply by the density rho, this volume changes into mass. So this equal to, this is volume multiplied by density. This mass is created at the time t. So we want to get the rate of increase in mass within the element. We differentiate this mass with respect to time t partially. Here rho is a variable quantity, depends on t, and these terms are free from t. So we take these terms outside and then we write partial derivative of rho with respect to t. This is number 7. Let the chosen region of the element of the fluid contains neither sources nor sinks. Then by law of conservation of mass of the fluid, the rate of increase of the mass of the fluid within the element must be equal to the rate of the mass flowing into the element. Hence, from 6 and 7, this is the mass, rate of the mass flow into the chosen element. And this is the rate of increase in mass within the element. Both are same. So, we make equal this 7 left side and 6 right side. Eliminating delta R, delta theta, delta Z in both sides, we get R del rho by del T left side and right side the terms under this bracket. Now taking the terms of right side in left side after dividing by R, and we get the equation number 8. This equation 8 is desired equation of continuity in cylindrical coordinates, and it holds at all points of the fluid free from sources and sinks. Thanks for watching my video. If you are satisfied with my presentation and contents, then please click on like button and do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.